There's Tom DeFay. I am on the second page of our thing. I was gonna write last night, and I was like, no, I don't want to. I don't want to throw the balance off. I figure if I get it done, if I can get them done in the morning, or no later than Twitch, that gives you the afternoon and the night to get your chapter in, and then we're fine. This is chapter 46 here, so you'll do 47 later, 48 for me, and then 49, and then 50 on Friday. I think one chapter is going to be a giant blood fest. Yo, Sean. Well, this one kind of what I'm writing now is one as well. But yeah, there's definitely going to be a the massive shootout. Can never spell over. It's always VOER whenever I type. I know. It's Tiny Joe is one of those. It's one of those just stupid throwaway characters, right? It's just like this guy ain't. This guy isn't anything. And then you write that character, and you're like, I love the double entendres. I love the just the character itself. Oh. Come on. Tiny Joe is the Fiona. Yeah, that is definitely true. What's up, Mr. Frank? It is Wondrous Wednesday. Hmm. Watching Bubble Boy. Nice. I'm gonna watch that tonight probably. Sean says I saw the new Superman movie last night. Balloon Boy, whatever. Balloon Boy, Bubble Boy, it's all the same. It's all a boy. I heard the new Superman was awful. Not that I would ever go. I'm not a DC fan, and I'm enough with the fucking remakes of the reboots of Superman already and Batman. Enough already. Everybody knows Michael Keaton was the best Superman. It's a given. I started in on Nat Geo Fox Shark Week docs. Ever tell you about the story of there was a band from Long Branch back in the day in the late 80s, early 90s. And they would play with they would play at Murphy's Law, and they would play like all over. They would play at the VFWs and all this, and they were thank you, Tom. And they would open for Human Remains. They'd open for Ripping Corpse. They would open for all the I appreciate that. They would open for all of the bands, and they were just a bunch of, I think it was like a 3-piece dude. I remember John Egan was a dude who was in Human Remains for a little bit, and he was an asshole. Okay, I'm gonna just say it. He was the tough guy from school that fought with everybody just to be a dick. And I remember I was at whatever the club was on the pier in Long Branch. You know, this is going back to the 1990, 91, somewhere around there. I don't even remember the name of the place. I do remember Jocko Monahan was running it, who ran the Brighton Bar. Club Long Branch. You know, maybe. Who friggin' knows? Every club there has had about 1,000 names. Standing next to John Egan at the back bar, and it's a Sunday matinee, so there's no alcohol, but we're just hanging out at the bar. And this 3-piece gets on there, and they're named Faux Pas. And the lead singer gets up to the mic and says, "We are Fox Pa!" And then they jump into the set. And John Egan grabs me by the shoulder, and he looks at me and he says, "What the fuck did he just say?" And I said, he doesn't even know how to pronounce the name of his band. So afterwards, after their set, John went up and he was arguing with them about how to pronounce it. And the singer was like, no, you can pronounce it several different ways, depending on what language you use. And he's like, in any language, it's faux pas, not fox paw. I thought John was going to beat the guy up, but he did not. And then a few years later, maybe 3-4 years later, John Egan was, I think he was killed in a drive-by shooting in Asbury Park. I believe that's how he went out. So there you go. There's my story. Long Branch, I'm reading that book. I'm pretty sure you can't just pronounce words any way you want. Yeah, I mean, those guys can. It depends on what language you're using, I think was his argument. Like that, though, that doesn't even make any sense. Yeah, I'm gonna say it Foxy Posky because that's how you say it in Portuguese. That is a lovely story. And Jocko Monahan, who ran Brighton Bar, I don't know if you ever went down to Brighton Bar, Tom or Frank, but it was right around the corner from the original Windmill, and we would go all the time. And when I was managing bands in the mid '90s, I would book there all the time, and I would go and hang out during the day. There was like all the drunks sitting there, and I would just stand by the door with Jocko for like 2-3 hours before the show started, just bullshitting with him. Come to find out, he was I'm not going to say a made man, but he he was a dude you didn't want to mess with down there. I'm sure he's long dead. I also didn't realize that he owned I think he owned a pizza place right around the corner there, so that they could launder money through it. Interesting. And when did a 3-piece ever work out? Exactly. I would get annoyed going to shows if 3 people. I'm like, where's the rest of the band? Why is the singer the bass player or the guitar player. You know what I'm saying? You need it metal. You need two guitar players that hate each other as much as KK Downing and Glenn Tipton did to make great music. Never really went into Jersey much, mainly New York City. Well, yeah, that makes sense because you were up there. For me, Long Branch is from Middletown is like a 20-minute ride through the gauntlet of police stops through Seabright. If you don't pronounce it Foxpaw, why do so many people mispronounce croissant? That's how my friend from Montreal says it. He says it's Montreal, it's Quebec, and it's croissant from the French, meaning slur the word. Because I always say, hey, Montreal boy, get me a croissant. That's not how you pronounce it. I'm like, I don't give a shit. I'm from New Jersey. We pronounce it Foxpaw. So whenever that word is brought up, or the mispronouncement of that word, I always think immediately. I think of that band, and I wonder where those guys were. And that band became Nirvana now. Although Nirvana did play the Brighton Bar back in the day, before they were anything. First thing I learned after moving to Florida, everybody pronounces LaCroix wrong. Didn't we figure this out? Didn't we go and figure out how the company wants you to pronounce it? And it was not LaCroix. It's not like the place in like Wisconsin or wherever it is. LaCroix. LaCroix sparkling water. Nick Cabarella is the what's the
Wrong. You see, most people mistakenly believe that our product is an old French sparkling water, and that's why it's pronounced LaCroix, when actually, this couldn't be further from the truth. Our product was invented in 1980 in a place called La Crosse, Wisconsin. For those of you who don't know, Wisconsin is a state in the American Midwest, a place
I didn't
where
know
no
that.
one, besides a few thousand weird high school kids, ever speaks French, so it would stand to reason that our product would not have a French name. So if it's not French and it's not pronounced LaCroix, what is the name of our product? Well, you may have guessed it. It shares its name with the very city in which it was created, La Crosse. That's
Yep,
right.
LaCrosse. LaCrosse. I'm still gonna say LaCroix. I don't drink it anyway. In South Jersey, Philly, it's always across, not across. Well, yeah. Quick tick. LaQuie. Of course, it's from Wisconsin. Yeah. Then why don't you just name it lacrosse? You know what I'm saying? Lacrosse and have a lacrosse um, stick on the thing. I don't know. It's interesting. Whatever. But ooh, excuse me. Let me get some of that lacrosse cheese. I'm sure. I'm sure in Wisconsin. I'm sure there is actually lacrosse cheese. I wish Nick was on to come up. Help us with this debate. He's here. He's always here. Nick's busy packing his suitcase of cheese. What are we talking about? Phillies in Jersey? Chad Hoey in the house. Coming in late. We're talking about LaCroix. LaCroix drinking water, which is lacrosse, actually pronounced. And faux pas is not pronounced fox paws. I think you're caught up there, Chad. That's literally all we've been talking about. Mispronunciations. Et croissant. That's right. Croissant. I should have a croissant in Montreal. Chad Hoey coming in hot, not late. Yep. Quack sant. Cronut. Never ate a cronut in my life. You're not missing anything, Tom. But Tom is eating a lot of crow. See what I did there? But just so everybody knows, um, next Monday is Tom's birthday. So buy him something nice. Overrated tastes like the Kardashians. Kardashians have some big asses, though. I'll give them that. They did monopolize the bid ass market. Tom, you're finally turning 30. Good for you. 29. Oh, he's 29. Seriously, you don't look a day over 60. A day over. I just call myself a geriatric millennial now. Key Sling. 31 next week. What day, Chad? What day? Here's something I was thinking about earlier. Where the hell did Daniel Volpe go? It's like he fell off the map. I don't know. I heard he was trying to go in for an operation to get taller. That failed. I was 31 a few weeks back. Several weeks ago, I was also 31. On my next birthday, because I'm gonna. Why not? Because I like wasting time instead of finishing a chapter. Man, this right in my face. Where the heck? I feel like anytime my wife touches my phone, things get moved around. She's always like, "Oh, I need to use your calculator on your phone," and then I'm like, "Well, don't stop moving shit around. I don't even know where the calculator is now. Did she delete my calculator?" Like she moves shit. That annoys me. Hope she's not listening. You know? I don't know. I know it was here. Oh, no, I got nothing. Chad, big plans for your big day? If we each write 5 chapters a day on the third book next week, we'll be done by that Friday. If you can handle it, can you handle it? I'm looking forward to because we finish this shit Friday. You take the weekend off because you got to take the weekend off. That means next Monday, on your birthday, I will have already have written the first chapter probably over the weekend of the next book. It's your turn to write the next chapter. So on your birthday, you have to write Sunday night or Monday. You have to write the next chapter, and then we start the next book. We do 10 chapters next week, 10 chapters the following week, and then on by the time we hit Mondo Con, we'll have done like 25 or 26 chapters. We'll be about halfway done with the book. And then the goal would be, let's see if we can just knock this shit out in 3 days. But Frank, are your peppers coming in hot yet? No plans. Or it's Sunday, so we keep the same flow during the week. Yeah, that would be great. I don't know. We're doing anything for your birthday? I know Shelly threw it up to Jess, but Jess is like, I don't know, and I'm like, just give us a plan. We can't be all wishy washy. I got shit to do. I got to put it on a planner. I got to put it on a calendar. Can't just be like, oh, maybe we'll do something. No, tell me if we're doing something. Let's go out to dinner Monday night or Sunday. Better Sunday. Let's go out to dinner or lunch Sunday for your birthday. Damn it. I think I got hosed on my Carolina Reaper. You never want to be hosed on a California Reaper. Let me just tell you right now. Let me just throw that out there. Why is there just a random M in the middle of this? I hate when that happens. Nope. Come on. You have to get Pepper X seeds. Last time I checked, the guy wasn't selling them. That guy's an asshole. I always get the Pepper Y or the Pepper Z seeds because they just seem better. Better taste to them. I just eat the seeds. I don't even bother growing the pepper. Who has time for stuff growing? That takes years. Come on. I yell at myself a lot when I'm, when you get into a groove and you're like over. So I'm like a letter off. I'm typing words that don't make sense because I know in my brain these are the words, but I can't type them fast enough and get my, it's just annoying. I never sell them. I'm definitely going to do Scorpions next year. They just had their 60th anniversary. You're going to go see the Scorpions? That's nice. Great band back in the day. We're probably going to wind up around 66K, 67. Yeah, we're definitely going to go over it. Right now, I broke 61,000, so which is fine. I've also been writing. I've been more aware in this series about writing like 1,300 word chapters. And I used to write like 1,100, maybe 1,200, and then you would write your 14 or 15, and then but I've been writing more, which is whatever. I got a couple more lines and I'm done with this chapter. And probably 7 pot promos instead of Reapers. I would do the promos instead of the primo. Wada-dee. 47, all yours. It'll probably survive a nuclear holocaust. Not really the way you spell that, but. Chapter done. Get her done. So I'm not going to write another chapter today, Tom, just so you know. But if you knock one out now, don't like worry. Oh, if I do it too early, you know. But you're watching television, so is what it is. Is it? Yeah, it is. I just said it was. Did detective writer quit coming around? Yeah, she doesn't come around anymore. She started posting again on her website, but I haven't seen her in a long time. Would you have a little thing for her, Chad? Little cutie, little thing for. The hell was her name again? For whatever her name was. Why can't I remember her name? Sally. That was her name, Sally. Negative. I got a notification about a post from her on TikTok. There's Chad Lutsky. What's the word, Chad? Everybody's mad at you because you quit writing. I mean, not me personally. I don't give a shit what you do. You live your life. You're a big boy. But people are upset. A couple of comments on you did an interview on YouTube, and somebody was posted about how it's how he refuses to let you quit. Okay, you really can't do that, buddy. Wasn't it Cloris? It could have been Cloris. All over the Facebooks about Chad Lutsky not writing anymore. Yeah, exactly. What kind of BS is that? Yeah, quietly quit May 2024, with the exception of that video that was a private book club thing. I demand another Neon Owl book, and it's my birthday week, so you have to do it. Spitters or quitters, that's what I heard. Did you see the big gimmick teaser for Shark Week, the Chum Copter? I did not see that. I did not see that. I saw that. I went through, like, okay, the 20th, so Sunday, let's go through and see when the new shows start dropping, which I believe is 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And I'm like, Dancing with Sharks? What the fuck is this? What are we doing here, people? I mean, this is literally, you literally, with this, you've jumped the shark. I'll send you the chapters for book 2, Tom. Yeah, I also want to see a Neon Owl book released. It just seems like a weird thing of just going, yeah, I'm not going to write anymore. I mean, I'm still writing. Yesterday we went to the venue. Me and my wife for her 50th birthday party coming up in about 3 weeks, and went through all the. I'm like sitting there. She's like, "What do you think of this? Should we do lime tablecloths and then watermelon colored ones? But should we do the three watermelon and two lime, or two lime, three watermelon?" I'm like, I don't care. I just want to go home and make a couple of hot dogs, and 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 watch TV. You know, should we put this to? So the one thing was we ordered from Callahan Barbecue, so we're getting Tom and his girl went with us, and we did take a taste testing of the food about a month or so ago. But anyway, so we're like, oh, we want to add chicken nuggets because they're not chicken McNuggets. They're just like little chicken popper things. They're delicious. And I'm like, for the kids, but I'm really like, for me. And then they're like, okay, and then we'll put a table of salad. And she's like, I don't want salad. I'm like, you don't eat salad. Tom's probably the only thing he's probably going to be able to eat that night is salad. I said, Nick's there. Nick isn't going to eat any chicken or anything, so Nick is going to need to eat some salad, some of the sides. Yeah, those nuggets were delicious, right? So we're going to get a crap ton of those. Yeah, Nick's no chicken for me. Nick's in the house. So we're gonna have we'll have a salad bar with salads, and then I think there's like mac and cheese, and there's gonna be collard greens, or as Chuck calls them, collard beans. I think something else, I don't know. And then there's gonna be a grazing station from 5 to 6 before the food comes about 6:30, and that will be meats and cheeses and olives and pickles and stuff like that. So more than enough. Did the red meat tray win the taste test? No, we're doing. I don't know what the hell we're doing. I don't know. I mean, I was there, but I was like there, but I was like thinking of other stuff. What did I miss here? Miss Frank says basically those giant buckets they hang from under helicopters to fight fires, but they will fill it with chum and drop it into shark-infested waters. Why? Why? Just to piss off the sharks? Chad's working that glorious beard he has going. Yes, he is. Then Dickie jumps in and takes a chum shower on it, riding a great white rocking horse on whale-shaped pontoons. Again, Tom says those nuggets were delicious. They were delicious. Tom says, well, I know what I'm doing from 5 to 6. Yeah, our goal is about 4:15 on the Saturday. I guess it'll be me, Tom, Nick, and Chuck who get in the car, and we will drive out. It's about 20 minutes or so. We will get there a little early. Everybody who's here, local, will just follow or meet us there, and we will get there before 5 to help any last minute setup and anything else. And then 5 o'clock, she'll start putting all that food out, and then we will start eating, and people will start showing up. We're looking at about 70 people or so, I'm going to guess. Cakes will be delivered. Food will be delivered. The DJ will be set up. Photo booth. Very exciting. I can't wait for those twins to get drunk and start dancing. Yes, the trollers. Yes, that will be. Yeah, they will. They will get very drunk and they will dance because they like to dance. Are you talking about MondoCon? Well, it's so you probably haven't been around for all it. On the weekend of MondoCon, everybody flies in. Nick flies in on Thursday. Friday, Saturday, and Sunday is MondoCon where we write. But Saturday night is my wife's 50th birthday party, which we are throwing a huge event at a location nearby. It's like one of those big giant enclosed barns. They do like weddings and stuff at. So we just did the final walkthrough yesterday on making sure all the food, making sure everything's paid, when the photographer is going to show up, when the DJ is going to show up, when the food's going to show up, on and on and on. So we did all that yesterday. So basically we'll write till about 4:15 or so for MondoCon, and then like, all right, everybody, let's go. Everybody out of my house. Yeah, there's gonna be about 70 people there, Nick. Could be more. will Wargasm be playing? You know, that is my wife's favorite band of all time. But she tried to contact Wargasm, and she found out that all those guys are working at McDonald's, and they're the only guys on in Erie, Pennsylvania. So, unfortunately, they will not be able to attend. The photographer is showing up at Jack's airport on Thursday. Well, yeah, obviously, just to see Nick walk off the plane. I will not be there, but please tell her I said happy birthday. I will not do that for you. Do not have me be your messenger boy. I will, Chad. Yeah, I'm going to pick up Nick about 1 p.m. on Thursday, and then we are going to ride out to see you, Tom, pick you up, and then we're going to go here. So it'll be the three of us until about 5 o'clock or so when Chuck drives in from Knoxville. I currently quit going to birthday parties except that one private party. Yeah. Her nephew's birthday, 21st birthday, is coming up, and we're gonna go. They want to go to the Brazilian steakhouse, and I'm like, yeah, I'm not going. I'm not going because um, several reasons, but I don't really like all the people that are going, except my wife. And so I was like, yeah, I probably got something that night, or I'm going to book a podcast interview or something that night. What time are we hitting the thick beach? Are you referring to Redneck Beach? Told you if you had come earlier, stayed later, you'd go to Redneck Beach. Tom's been here for 5 months, 6 months, still hasn't gone to Redneck Beach. I'm going to imagine Jess stumbled upon Redneck Beach at some point in her daily travels. Jess likes to be like, I'm gonna run to the store real quick, and then like 12 hours later, she comes back with like nothing from the store, but she got a better suntan because she was out hanging at a beach somewhere. It's a way to live. Redneck Beach sounds fun, yeah. You always say that, but we have plenty of time on Thursday. You're not what you're flying in at 1 o'clock. If you were flying in the morning, we'd immediately go to the beach. At 1 o'clock, all the big girls are already gone. They've already gotten their super cool tans. Redneck Beach is where all the, surprisingly enough, Chad, the rednecks go. So you're going to see a lot of rebel flags on the back of their pickup trucks. You're going to see a lot of big girls, like 200 to 400 pounds, wearing two-piece rebel flag bikinis, uh, shoved up their butts, which is nice. Just wandering around, having a good time. Nobody cares what you look like. We're all just enjoying it. Islanders don't understand beaches. Inlanders, yeah, islanders maybe understand it. They say that no man is an island. So yeah, so that's that. I better get out my two-piece bikini. Yeah, exactly. You're gonna get a nice even tan out there. It's nice. You drive out onto the beach, so you just park your car on the beach. They got some food trucks out there. There's a lot of Cuban music being played. All good. All of it. Ooh, I'm burping. My wife bought me these burritos, like these giant burritos that you could put in the air fryer, but they were too big for the air fryer. So I threw them in the oven for 42 minutes. A bean burrito and a beef burrito. The bean burrito was not a lot of flavor to it. I just threw a crap ton. I grabbed a crap ton of the mild sauce Taco Bell packs we had and just kept dumping them on there. But I'm gonna have to hit the bathroom in a few minutes because I feel this shit coming up. Like those bomb gas stations. Pretty much, yeah. Pretty much, they were like new on sale, and there was like, I mean, they're like this freaking big. I cut them in half and then dumped as much mild sauce as possible into them to give it some kind of flavor. The bean one again had no flavor. I do like a good burrito. I always try to make burritos. The other day I made a shrimp, mushroom, and onion with tons of cheese. I tried to make a burrito, but it would not stay closed. So I kind of flipped it and made them into quesadillas. Night before last, we went to the what do you call it? We went to the Brazilian steakhouse for the all-you-can-eat meats. Get the meat sweats. That was good. I was like, I want a lot of red meat. I'm like, let's go there. They're like, oh, what are we celebrating tonight? We're fat. We're here because we're fat and we want to eat a lot of meat. You got to up your burrito folding. I do. I don't know what I'm doing wrong. I don't know if I'm putting too much stuff in it, but sometimes I don't put a lot of stuff and it just still opens up. I can fold it and then I flip it over. But then as soon as I flip it back over, it just like a flower. That's the good thing about Mexican food. If one thing doesn't work out, you can turn it into another. Exactly. All it is a tortilla shell with cheese and meat and veggies in it, and you could just call it anything you want. I'd be like, oh yeah, I'm making it a flauta. Not enough condiments. You don't put condiments in a burrito. What the hell's wrong with you? All right, I'm gonna go get rid of this burritos real quick. Talk amongst yourselves. Hopefully this will be a quick one. did I miss? Did you watch any more Science versus Metal? I uh, I watched a couple. I don't remember which ones now. Frank says he's going to make a burrito, but it's going to come out like a Jimmy Chung guy. See what you did there. None more yet. Chad, were you focusing on the YouTube channel? Official opinion, Balloon Boy was good, like all the Trainwreck docs. Okay, I'm going to have to definitely check that one out. Children's books and Creepy Couch. Nick says, I got halfway through the LA Guns one, but had to jump out for dinner. I believe the point was Tracy Guns will tank any good idea. The band will adore him and they succeed because of it. Well, thanks for spoiling it for me. Here can be cool. Did anybody ask Nick about lacrosse cheese while I was gone? Anybody? Chaz is also finally making time for a musical project I've been working on since last year. Nice. Is it going to be your 12 songs about the love of my life, Hunter Shea? Because I'll listen to that. That's something I would listen to. He does repeat his style and loves the word sleaze. He also, at every video, at some point towards the end is, and then Nirvana and Soundgarden hit. It's a 4-song EP, and Hunter is not included, so I will not be listening to that. Hunter Shea, exactly. I have one more book to write for Severed Press, and it will be a Hunter Shea book. I actually started it, but I've been mostly working on what me and Tom are working on, and then doing a chapter here and there on other stuff. But I gotta get cranking. I keep going, well, we have 3 weeks till MondoCon, and then MondoCon I'll... Now, what about lacrosse cheese? So, you missed the beginning. We talked about lacrosse water, which everybody thinks is LaCroix water. It's not, it's lacrosse. And then the city, and then somebody had said, Frank, I probably, had something about the cheese in lacrosse. And I said, I'm not familiar with lacrosse cheese, but we're going to ask Nick. Lacrosse seltzer is pronounced lacrosse because of some stupid town in Wisconsin. Exactly. Not because they're French. Then we got into... I told a story about a band whose name was Faux Pas, but they announced from the stage, we are Fox Paw. It's not how you pronounce your name, dumbass. And then if you're in Montreal, is croissant. Instead of croissant in Montreal. Quebec is Quebec. I mean, come on. Come on, people. Do we have to do this? And we were just wondering if lacrosse had its own cheese. And like if every city had its own specific cheese. That's the real question. Do you get Waterloo seltzer there too? That's a question for Tom. I don't drink seltzer. I'm a real man. Real men don't eat quiche or drink LaCroix seltzer water. That is the other brand from Wisconsin. How do you pronounce it? Is it Waterlie or something? You know, you can't just... Tom's never heard of it, so it really... Nobody cares about it. It's not going to be on a Food That Built America episode, in other words. It says 90 feels like 102. Just say 102, people. Few scattered crack clouds. It's supposed to be mid 90s for the next 2 weeks. I would guess when you guys are here for MondoCon, it would also be it'll also be too hot for me to use the hibachi and make breakfast that Sunday morning. Which is a shame because I was like, you know what, I was looking forward to doing some Monte Cristos. Making hash brown. Who wants some more hash browns? I made these sausage patties for Nick. He doesn't want to eat them. Who wants them? Stuff like that. No big cheese I know of comes from La Crosse. They're like, you know what? We got this water thing going. Fuck, we need cheese for. It's pronounced Monte Cristo. Yeah, exactly. It's actually pronounced Monte Williams Cristo. If you want to get the technical term for it. Good times. Good times. Literally all I had to do today was I had a bunch of emails I had to answer. I had to, 30 something. Hey, do you want to do a book trailer emails? Because Gmail sucks and can't figure out how to block those. And now I'm done. I'm going to do some reading on my trying to finish up my mob book. Here's my problem right now. Okay, I took out the new S.A. Kazi book from the library. Some might say library, and it's due back in 3 days. It's due back. It's due back on Saturday, and actually Saturday is Amanda Ward's birthday, by the way. So you got Amanda's birthday Saturday, Tom's birthday is Monday. And I am like maybe 6 or 7 chapters into it. I just can't. I don't know. If it was anybody else, I'd be like, yeah, this is pretty good so far. But I'm just like, that bar has been set so high for him, for me. I'm just not really loving the characters. And I'm just like, I don't know if I'm going to be able to read this. I might just. I might just end up by Saturday just giving the damn book back to the library and try again in the future. Count of Monte Cristo, exactly. Waterloo is pronounced Royale with cheese. Library. Tom, did you ever actually go to the library and get your card? She's always got to try to hog the spotlight. Jeez. Is the pro tag in the essay book laying pipe with every chick he runs into and is unstoppable and flawless? He has flaws, but I don't think it's a detriment to his character. It makes him tougher. I don't know, there's just something missing. It's you don't want to say, oh, he phoned this one in, but you also go, you look at the year he's had since the last book, all the conventions, all the signings. I mean, he's been down here, Florida, a couple of times. He's selling a shit ton of books. I give it to him. But when are you writing this book? You know, that's kind of my thing. It's kind of like mid 80s Scorpions, the band, not the pepper. When they were touring for like 3-4 years straight, and Blackout album was good, the other one with all the videos, Rock You Like a Hurricane, all that. And then we get to that next album, and it's all about life on the road. And the songs, some of them were good, most of them were not. A lot of filler on that album. And to me, it was, well, you've only been able to live on the road, so that's what you're writing about. And you're not writing about love or anything else because all you're doing is banging groupie chicks and flying all over the world. And it really hurt their writing. And I believe that S.A. Cosby has gotten to that point now where he's just being pulled in so many different directions. And again, if this was a book by anybody else, I would overlook that. But based on every one of his other books I've read and loved, I find it hard. So another book came in. Actually, so I have like a shit ton of books on hold. Like as books are being announced, I put in for it on hold. And like I got the one from the dude from System of a Down that just came out. I got that copy of that. The REM book that just came out. I got a copy of that. I love nonfiction books. Christy Brinkley just put out her autobiography written by Geezer Butler, and and so I just got a message today that that was on the my hold is in. The book has arrived, so I probably will end up tomorrow or Friday going to the library and probably just bringing the essay Kazi back because it's there's like 27 holds on it, so I can't renew it. So it's basically it's due back in 3 days. So Frank says I caved and put the Crazy Eddie book on hold at the library. Yeah, so I have that too. I have like 5 or 6 really good books, but I didn't realize this Long Branch Mob book I'm reading. It's like I don't know if it was a print book, it'd be like 8,000 pages. The freaking thing is huge. So I'm like 80% through it, and I still have like 100 pages or something ridiculous on my Kindle. So I'm just trying to get through it. It's enjoyable, but there's other shit to read. Can Tom afford the high prices of the library card? We're gonna find out now, aren't we? Here's the mailman giving me more fucking junk. Stop with the junk mail. Chess has only ever read Essay's first book, and the protag was ridiculous. I can if I send you my Venmo name. Nixon. Black out. Really, really how to black out. Exactly. Written by I was making fun of you there, Chad, by the way. Is she an uptown girl? I believe like the book is named Uptown Girl or something like. Let me look real quick because it's like something to be like that's your whole persona. Yeah, Uptown Girl, a memoir. Christy Brinkley, author. So your whole everything is based on that stupid song by the dude you married and divorced. So there you go. All right, I'm gonna wrap this up now. Tomorrow I will not be on. Amanda is coming over to write. Tom, I did not invite you to come over tomorrow because we are going to either go to the Japanese buffet or we are going to go to the Italian buffet. And either way, both of those have buffet in the last part of it, and I didn't think you would want to do any of that. But figure out, talk to Jess, and give us a definite Sunday or Monday when you want to go out for your birthday, and where you want to go, and what time. By Billy Joel, who would never have gotten Christy Brinkley if he wasn't a famous. Oh, 100%. 100%. That's what I always look at. I look at certain people and I'm like, there is no way you would have gotten that woman if it wasn't for your fame. Frank Edler, perfect example. All right, everybody. I will see you on Friday. Positive. I'll be here on Friday. Yeah. Thanks for popping in. I appreciate everybody popping in. I appreciate everybody for subscribing or resubscribing here on Twitch, and also for subscribing on my YouTube. I am trying to build it up over there. I just put another uh, TV show review up, and there should be a couple more things coming up in the next day or two. Nick, go enjoy some lacrosse cheese.